I think the main challenge facing mining companies dealing with rehab at the moment is to return the land to its appropriate post-mining land use. And so I think although people think about rehab being an end to the process, it's probably something that starts and should start right at the beginning with the design for how you want to return the land to its appropriate owners, be the traditional owners or communities post-mining.
Yeah, and the rehab process it's expensive, so it's not something you can leave to the end when the money is drying up. It's something that you need to consider during operations, that you continue to rehab throughout that process. And in some cases, such as WA, you can result in benefits such as reductions in your payments to the mining rehab fund.
So in terms of challenges, another challenge is the jurisdictions that they work in and the regulations that prevail over those to govern companies' requirements and obligations to return the land to its appropriate end use. So challenges in and around there are to keep track of those regulations as they evolve and as they change, and the social awareness driving the necessity to change is really important to keep track of also.
Yeah, so I think the last challenge in that rehab space is the social environmental challenge. So climate change into the future, being able to rehab and be resilient to those changes. And often mines go for a long time, so the pre-mining conditions 70 years later with climate change could be quite hard to rehab. And then finally, the failure to rehab is a big damage to the social licence to operate and a company's reputation.
Yes, and we see that all too recently, don't we, in many examples. And in fact, there's a positive side of that, and that's that by engaging the communities more inclusively at the start, the return back to that post-mining land use is more effective. So the way companies manage their rehab at the moment is not dissimilar from many other aspects. It's quite often disparate systems, a heavy reliance on spreadsheets and emails. When you're talking rehab, you're talking about a very strong spatial context as well. So there's almost always a GIS specialist involved and a database specialist. And the challenge in and around all of that isn't the fact that the data is there, it's the fact that the data isn't integrated. It's not put into one place where it makes sense and can be contextualised and provide you with informed decisions.